we went together for 3 weeks before he ever tried to kiss me. And then I cried. It was lovely. Lovely kisser.
I want to know why you cried when he kissed you.
He was a good kisser.
And why did that make you cry?
Or something. I guess it was meant to be or something. Or something. I don't know what it was. Like I was home. I didn't ever have a real confirmation that it was the right thing to do until we got across the altar in the temple, for heaven's sakes. What a delay of the spirit.
Just in time.
Right.
It's one of the first things you learned about Dad that you didn't know before you got married.
Well, I always knew he was funny, because before we were married, he'd write me poetry and funny poetry, and the presents he gave me always had a funny little poem with them. First camera he gave me says, "Film make you happy? I'll buy you one of these every day," or something like this, you know. He was just always really sweet and good. I didn't know no questions about his sincerity, fidelity, faithfulness, anything. It was lovely. This was the beginning of 1952. We'd been married 4 years, no children. And actually, it seems like almost everybody should have 2 to 4 years without children, because it's just an extended honeymoon. You don't have any problems or troubles or anything bad. And so it was a good time for us. And at the end of 1951, we had decided, well, if we're not going to have any children, we better start adopting. So we got the adoption papers and were ready to fill them out, and found that I was pregnant. So we moved to Gilbert in January 1952, and Jane was born in July that year. So that was the end of the honeymoon. After we got married, we went to Pendleton and worked in the pea cannery. We worked the night shift. Oh my gosh. Between 2 and 5 in the morning was sheer misery, because you could not keep your eyes open. You couldn't. Mm-hmm. I worked on the belt, and that's where the peas come down on a conveyor belt, and you try to pick out the trash and bugs and things like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes when it backed up so far, we just closed our eyes and went like that. So that's why people get junk in their peas.
What are the qualities of your husband that added to your happiness?
Because he's always positive, funny, loving. He thinks he's helpful. He's just steady and good. I remember when had little kids at home and he was up at the ranch all week. He got pretty hairy. And when he came home, he just calmed everything down. It was good. I liked his ability to keep us calm and happy. And at one time, we had 5 kids in diapers. So the new doctor, he says, well, I don't know what that was. I'll have to go look at the record. And so he came back up and said, oh, he says, oh my goodness, I guess I'll let you read this. The other doctor had written in, this woman has too many children. I only had 5. But the neat thing was that Dad was in several occupations that he really loved. So he never got bored during our years. It was good.
And her motto was, every couple needs to own a cow ranch. That way the wife is happy twice a week. Monday morning when her husband leaves and Friday night when he comes back. One of my fondest memories of our family life is the dinner table. I don't remember where we got that huge round oak table,
That was after we were at Silver Creek.
Well, we were Silver Creek, and at one time we had 12 people around that table at every meal. We had Tom and Sophie, and Leona and I, that's 4, and our 8 children, that made 12. And meals were a very interesting time.
The surprises, I guess, were how cute the kids were, how much we loved them, and how much work it was. At first, we had no dryer and no disposable diapers. And so because the kids came one a year, they were mostly all in diapers at the same time. So it was really hard to keep up with the diapers even, let alone everything else. But all the way through, Dad kept saying, you must treat the children with respect, the same respect you would give Sister Kimball if she were in your home. So that helped me keep trying. But the years between the years we lived on Penny Place were the hardest because the kids were little and so much work, and I was so tired by supper time because you only get about 5 hours of sleep between the babies and the ones that come and get in bed with you at night, that I was just absolutely worn out. We had a boat.
Yes, we did.
We went to the lake quite often. Forgotten about that too. I've forgotten half my life.
What do you enjoy in your relationship with your adult children?
Oh my goodness, they're so much smarter than we are. So I love the fact that they can survive on their own and give us advice. And that they all like each other. It's wonderful. Lots of families don't like each other. And their children like each other. The cousins are a great support of each other. It's been really good. Even when you're far away, they feel that closeness. And I guess it's because of email.
What parenting advice would you like to give?
It is good.
Dad's advice, treat children with respect. Don't ever hit them. Don't ever yell at them. You can do it a different way.
What have you learned from being a grandparent?
Well, what I just said, that you still need to treat them with respect. Even 2-year-olds have feelings. I mean, they're tender, and you need to respect that. For the most part, when children have a little accident or do something wrong, all you need to do is put your arms around them and comfort them. You don't have to lecture them or anything.
How would you like your grandchildren to remember you?
As loving them the way I remember my grandparents. I guess everybody will remember different things, but I hope it's all good. I hope I haven't offended any too bad.